Hello, good morning students. Welcome back to our asynchronous modality of the quarterly SLM in Mathematics 9. We are still in quarter 4, week 3, and we are using module number 3 entitled Angle of Depression. So as what you have remembered, for the last video lesson, module 2 talks about angle of elevation. So today, we have the following objectives for this new lesson. The objectives are the following. Identify angle of depression. Second is to illustrate angle of depression. Third is to solve problems involving angle of depression. So, to dig up more all about angle of depression, we shall have a short preview of the previous lesson. So what's in? In module number 2, you have learned that an angle of elevation is an angle between a horizontal line from the observer and the line of sight to an object that is above the horizontal line. So therefore, an observer nasa ground or any flat surface, and then the object nga iyang gitanaw is nasa ibabaw. Ibabaw siyang uluhan. But the question is, what about if the object is below the horizontal line? Okay, so to illustrate this one, this is the angle of elevation, the theta, created between the surface on the ground and the line of sight is going up. So, ang iyang gitanaw is ang flag nga nasa may flagpole. So, ibabaw sa flagpole is ang flag. So the line of sight is going upward. So therefore, the angle of elevation is going upward also. So, what's new? Yes. What about if the object is below the horizontal line? What angle is being formed between the line of sight and the horizontal line when the object observed is below it? So we call that one as the angle of depression. Kung ang object nga yung gitanaw is ubos sa iyahang gibarugan. So therefore, na possibility nga nagbarog siya ibabaw sa balay or ibabaw sa building. And we call that one angle of depression. So how do we define angle of depression? It is an angle between a horizontal line from the observer and the line of sight to an object that is below the horizontal line. It's the opposite of the angle of elevation. And the line of sight is an imaginary line that connects the eye of the observer to the object being observed. So how do we illustrate the angle of depression? Let us try to see the figure on the right side. Okay. So, the line of sight is going downward. So, possibility, nagbarog rin siya nga tao. Then, ang iyang tanaw is nasa ground. So, nasa ground kaya ang umigas naman sa ground, di ba? So, the horizontal line is the line of sight. The line of sight is an imaginary line that connects the eye of the observer to the object being observed. So, ang line of sight is diagonal in nature. Okay, of course, ang iyang pagtanaw is naaman sa paubos man. Okay? So, the angle of depression created is the angle between the horizontal line or the line of sight going downwards. Okay? So, what is it? We need to know how to illustrate a situation and transform it into a right triangle, because this is very important, no, when we deal with angle of depression. Okay, that one. So this is the importance of the angle of depression. How can we use this in real life situations, and how do we calculate the angle of depression and other missing parts involving right triangle nga ma-created out of a given problem? So first, you need to know how to illustrate a situation and transform it into a right triangle. For example, the illustration below will guide us. Okay, mo ni siya ang diagram. So again, the line of sight is going downwards. It is looking to an ant below the observer. The horizontal line is ang level sa mata. Kung magbarog lang siya, look straight. Pero kung tanaw na siya sa ubos, of course, ang iyong line of sight going downwards. Okay. So na are going to the right. Ngano importante kayo nga ma-visualize nato ang right triangle. Okay? So if you'll remember sa module number 1, kato ang right triangle theorem sa katawa. Okay. The theta nga na-created between the horizontal line and the line of sight, kanang broken line, is mo na siya ang angle of depression. And that serves as our reference angle. So, ang angle E, mao atong reference angle. So, automatically, the side opposite the given reference angle is the opposite side. Og ang side tapad sa reference angle theta is the adjacent side. And atbang sa right angle, H is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side. So muna itong basihanan sa pag-identify sa trigonometric ratio nga gamiton sa pag-solve on a given situation involving angle of depression. So again, the adjacent side is the horizontal side. The side nga tapad sa reference angle theta, while the HA is the opposite side since it is the side opposite the reference angle theta, and the longest side, hypotenuse. So the eye, E, is looking at an ant nga nasa ubos sa ground. And by adding vertical line to connect point H and A, okay, vertical line so meaning nagbarog. So connecting H and A, mao ni na created ang segment HA, which completes the figure of a right triangle. So you can create, so therefore we created a right triangle. Okay? Therefore, it is a right triangle which we can use trigonometric functions, cosine, sine, tangent, cotangent, cosecant, and cosecant. However, dili to tanan magamit ang unom ka trigonometric ratios, but we will only make use of the basic ragyod. Atong SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent functions only. Okay? That one. SOHCAHTOA only. So, sa tanong SOHCAHTOA? Okay. So stands for the sine function is equivalent to O for opposite, H for hypotenuse. Ka stands for cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And lastly, TOA, which stands for tangent, is equivalent to opposite over adjacent. So kanirang tulo ka basic trigonometric ratios ang gamiton. Either one of them will be used to solve a given problem or situation involving angle of depression. Okay, moving up to our examples. To clearly give us a picture of what is angle of depression is, so we will apply the basic 3 trigonometric ratios, the SOHCAHTOA, to our given problem. So our first problem states that if the angle of depression theta is 30 degrees and the distance of the horizontal line EH is 25 meters, find the length of the vertical line AH. So sa maning mga given di ay sir. Saan siya pag-drawing? Okay, dara ang illustration. And this is very important, no? Kaya na-mention mo sa module number 2 what are the steps in solving word problems involving angle of elevation. So same as true with angle of depression. The steps, you need to read the problem, analyze the problem, and understand the problem. then identify the given of the problem, what is asked of the problem, and look for an equation, a possible equation that can be used to solve the given problem and justify the answer. So, if the angle of depression theta is 30 degrees, so about the angle of depression going down, ginano, so dara. This should be 30 degrees. And the distance of the horizontal line, EH, is 25 meters. So, asa man yun sila? Okay, that one. The angle of depression is 30 degrees. Distance of the horizontal line, EH, kaning ibabaw, is 25 meters. Find the length of the vertical line, HA, kaning gabarog. Okay. And that represents the opposite side. So, if we will look back sa parts of a right triangle, asa nga to ang reference angle. Okay, naa sa angle E ang reference angle, which is 30 degrees. So automatically, the side opposite the reference angle is our opposite side, which I wrote OPP, stands for opposite. And the side nga tapad sa reference angle is the adjacent side, abbreviated ADJ, which is 25 meters according sa given. And the third side is the hypotenuse nya. Well, dili na siya given, so pwede rin siya i-ignore. Next, we will those are the given parts, no? Okay. What are the given again? EH represents the adjacent side, which is 25 meters. HA represents the opposite side, which is missing. And theta, which is 30 degrees. So ito gipangita, what is asked? Find the length of the vertical line AH. AH. So, ang gipangita is ang opposite side. Given, adjacent side. Another given is the reference angle. So, between the three basic functions, sine, cosine, and tangent, asa ato pwede magamit? Nga mo fit in sa duha ka given o usa ka missing. Okay, we will make use of the tangent function. So tangent, katontowa, sokatowa. So tangent is equivalent to opposite over adjacent side. So why tangent man, sir? Kung dili man pwede sine or cosine. Bito, question. Kung di man pwede sine. If we'll make use of the sine function, sine of 30 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Kung gamiton na to ang sine, equivalent to opposite, missing. Ang hypotenuse, missing. So, pwede magamit, dili. Dili. Sir, what if cosine function? O, if cosine function, if cosine is so ka. Ka means cosine is equivalent to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, kung magamit tag cosine function, cosine of 30 degrees is equivalent to adjacent 25 meters over hypotenuse. Pwede gahapon. So, it's either we'll make use of the cosine function or the tangent function. Pero, when we make use of the cosine function, babalik ta sa unsa gipangita. Unsa gipangita gid, sir? Find the length of the vertical line AH. So, ang gipangita diya ay AH, which is represented by the opposite side. So, meaning, dili pwede magamit ang sine function at the same time ang cosine function. Okay? So, nasabtan nga nung dili pwede magamit ang sine o ang cosine function? Okay. So, that's why we'll make use of the tangent function. Kaya ang gipangita ang opposite man. So, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So, to solve, we have the following. Okay, that one. Ang pwede maparis di ay is ang opposite over adjacent since ang missing man ang opposite. So, to give us a clear solution, step-by-step solution, so tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. So what is the given angle? The given angle is 30 degrees. So tangent of 30 degrees is equivalent to opposite represented by x, kay missing side man siya, no? So we represent that one as x. Over adjacent, which is 25 meters. What's next, sir? Okay. So with this step of the solution, what's next? Cross multiplication, sir. Okay. See, ang tangent 30 degrees is considered na sa numerator. This is over 1. Imaginary over 1 na siya, no? So, kung imuha pa na siyang fraction, kaya fraction is equal to fraction is proportion. Then, we can apply cross multiplication. But you need not to write over 1. Kaya understood ba na siya ang numerator na siya? So, ang pwede niya ma-multiply is ang denominator nga 25 meters. Then, ang x i-multiply sa 1. Imaginary over 1. So, what will happen? So, tangent 30 degrees times 25 na lang. Pwede rin siya ignore ang kanang letter M, which stands for meter. Pwede rin siya ignore lang sa ang units. Is equivalent to x. So, if we will make use of the scientific calculator, if iyong pinduto ng tangent function 30 degrees, the equivalent is 0.557. So, magsabot lang ta, we will write the given value of a function, the given function of a given angle, the function of a given angle in 3 decimal places lang. Then, ang nagsunod ang number, ikaupat nga number, i-drop lang. So, 0.557.6, sir. So, kanang 6, i-drop lang na siya. So, suwat lang, 0.557. Yeah, times 25. The parenthesis is very important. Why? Because it symbolizes multiplication as an operation. Then, equivalent to x. Next, if we multiply 0.557 times 25, that is equivalent to 14.43, which is the value of x. So, saan nag-represents x gani, sir? It represents the side AH, or the opposite side, which is 14.43 meters. So, even if we should, mag-agree tayo niha, we should express our answer, final answer, whether it is a given side, it is a missing side, or a missing angle in 2 decimal places. Okay? So, nasabtan na example number 1. Okay. Moving on to our second example. Statement number 2 says that how far is the boat from the lighthouse if the lighthouse is 143 meters tall and the angle of depression to the boat is 26 degrees. Okay, let us illustrate. So to give analysis of the given problem, we need to draw para masabtan dyan nato ang problem labi na sa iya mag-given. So na lighthouse, no? Kaya kita na mag-lighthouse, parola sa ato pang language. Kung ato mo sa may baybayon, dili man tanang baybayon sa dagat na ay parola. Talagsaon na kaya ni makita ang parola. So mo na dagway sa lighthouse or parola. And it stands for about 143 meters tall. Balik sa problem. How far is the boat? So na ay bangka. The boat is meters far away from the foot of the lighthouse. Question, how far is the boat from the lighthouse? So mana missing distance. If the lighthouse is 143 meters, ang gitason sa lighthouse or parola, and the angle of depression to the boat is 26 degrees. So angle of depression, the observer is above the object being observed. So, ang object ang gitanaw is ang boat. So, ang tao nagtanaw na ibabaw sa parola. Kaya ang line of sight naman sa ibabaw. So, therefore, ang angle of depression naa sa may, kung mabarog ang tao dinhi, kung look straight siya, o mo ng horizontal line. But by the time man nagtanaw siya sa boat, iyang mata is directed downwards to the boat. So the angle of depression created is 26 degrees. Okay? So again, we need to create a right triangle from the given problem. So Ang kanang red ang nag-signify sa right triangle. Okay? Kaya kinahanglan masud sa right triangle ang angle of depression, which is 26 degrees. Okay na. The horizontal line is the adjacent side. Kaya naaman din ang reference angle, 26 degrees. So, adjacent side. The side opposite, the reference angle, 26 degrees, is the opposite side. Kanang gabarog, which is 143 meters. Sir, manong gibutangan man nimo og 143 meters? How do you know 143 meters na siya, sir? Okay. If you will try to observe, ang kanang vertical line is a side opposite at the same time parallel to the length of the lighthouse parola. Ang gitason sa pagbarog sa parola pareha po sa gitason sa opposite side, which is 143 meters. Okay? Since they are parallel sides, so therefore their measurement are also congruent or equal. Okay? At the same time, kaning adjacent side or the horizontal line is also another parallel side ngadto sa distance between the boat to the foot of the lighthouse. Gikan sa bangka padong sa tilan sa lighthouse or tilan sa parola. So kanang distance is the same length with the adjacent side. Okay? And the diagonal distance from the tip of the lighthouse to the boat is the hypotenuse side, which is dili given, no? So wala na siya gamit. So importante lang identify nato ang right triangle. As ang reference angle, kung doon bay given ang opposite side o ang adjacent side. So kaning case, walay gamit ang hypotenuse side. Okay? So we have labeled A, B, and C. So what are the given? A, B. Sa kaning problem, nag-label lang ko ha sa tulo ka angles. At the same time, ang tulo ka letters would represent also the side of the three sides of a right triangle. So AB represents the adjacent side, which is the missing, no? Parallel na siya sa missing distance between the boat to the foot of the lighthouse. Next, side AC represents the opposite side, which is 143 meters. So, kana vertical side, opposite side, which is parallel with the length of the lighthouse, which is 143 meters. And lastly, the angle or the reference angle theta is 26 degrees. Okay? So, now, sa tulo ka basic trigonometric ratios, sine, cosine, and tangent, unsay pwede magamit nila? Is it sine function, cosine function, or tangent function? So, ito gipangita. Again, atong basis sa pagpili sa trigonometric ratio, ang missing o ang given nga side. So, ang gipangita is ang distance between the boat to the foot of the lighthouse. Ang distance, which is parallel to the adjacent side. So, maning missing. So, barag same is sa number 1 nga problem, no? Ang opposite side o ang adjacent side magpares. Then the reference angle. So, we will make use of what? Tangent function. Tangent is equivalent to opposite. Tangent of the angle 26 degrees is equivalent to the opposite side over adjacent side. So, to give us a brief solution, okay, step-by-step solution, we have the following. Again, we make use of the function tangent to solve the given problem. Tangent is equivalent to opposite over adjacent. Tangent of the angle 26 degrees is equivalent to 143 meters, which is the opposite side, over adjacent, which is missing, x. Then cross multiply. Ang tangent 26 times x is equal to 143. 143 meters times 1 na siya, no? Kay tangent 26 over 1 na siya. So, 143 times 1 is 143. So, the product of cross product, tangent 26 degrees times x is equivalent to 143. To To solve for variable x, okay, to continue. So again, to solve for variable x, i-eliminate na to ang tangent 26 degrees. So what will happen? Okay, ato i-divide. So tangent 26 degrees times x over tangent 26 degrees. Ato na i-divide both sides. So is equivalent to 143 divided by tangent of 26 degrees. So kanin siya makancel na ni. Mapili na lang x. So x is equivalent to 143 over 0.48773. Okay. So, di ba ingon ka sir, no, tulura ka buo? 3 decimal places and 4 decimal places. Okay. Sige na lang kay. Naputang maginako nga 5 decimal places ano? Ganina 3 decimal places. So, kung 3 decimal places ninyo, pwede ka po na siya 0.487. Then i-drop na ng 7 of 3. Okay? Then divide 143 divided by 0.48773 is equivalent to 293.195. Approximately 293 meters. Nganong gi-whole number nako? So dimin ka 2 decimal places. O pwede gyapon 2 decimal places, which is 293.19. Now remember, kung 2 decimal places, ang basis nato sa pag-round off is ang 9. Now, ang nag-follow sa 9 is 5 man. Diba remember? 5 and up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 1 na siya sa asa i-round off. So, since 5 ni, so plus 1 sa 9. So, ang 9 mahimong 0. Then, ang 1 mahimong 2. So, mahimo siya ang 293.2. Or kung ganahan ka whole number, pwede ra 293. Why? Ang number nga nagsunod sa decimal place is 1. Nya, kung ang number is below 4, 3, 2, 1, below 4, meaning 4, 3, 2, 1, that is equivalent to none. So, din na siya mo add up of 1 nga to sa 3 sa 1's place. So, mo ng 293. If you will recall sa mag-round off of numbers, ika sa grade 7, no? Grade 7, grade 8, when we round off numbers. So that is our final answer. If we will express our answer in whole number. Pero pwede ka pang 2 decimal places ha, don't worry, or 3 decimal places. Okay, moving up to our third example. It says that a bamboo is leaning against a coconut tree. It makes an angle of depression of 40 degrees. Find the length of the bamboo pole if the distance of the coconut tree from the bottom foot of the bamboo pole is 16 feet. Ito yung pahamarag complicated. Okay, to continue. Sorry ha, may clerical problem. Kaya na redundant ang word nga bottom, yung foot pag yun. So balik. Find the length of the bamboo pole if the distance of the coconut tree from the foot of the bamboo pole is 16 feet. So unsa may sila? To illustrate, na ay coconut tree, punuan sa lubi. And then, dunay bamboo pole, dunay kawayan, nganing sandig ngadto sa punuan sa lubi. Okay, Bisayaon ginato no, importante kay Bisayaon. Okay, kana. Isandig ang kawayan padung sa punuan sa lubi. Of course, pag sandig niya, ang tumoy-tumoy sa kawayan, isandig dito ibaba sa may kuan gyud sa may what I call this, mga fruits sa lubi, sa punuan sa lubi. Then ang pagsandig sa kawayan ngadto sa lubi, naka-create siya og angle of depression of 40 degrees. So asa na angle depression? Nagyapon sa ibabaw. Kaya obviously ang observer na sa ibabaw. So granting ta lang nga naitaw ibabaw sa punuan sa lubi. Naam siya dito, naa dito nagpatong. Dan ang iyang kitanaw naubos. So, asa man ang angle of depression which is 40 degrees? Okay, that one. It makes an angle of depression of 40 degrees. Find the length of the bamboo pole. Pangitaon na ito ang gitas-on sa kawayan nga ning sandig sa punuan sa lubi. Okay, missing na siya. if ang distance of the coconut tree from the foot of the bamboo pole, if ang distansya kuno sa coconut tree, ang lubi, ang gibarugan sa lubi padung sa tiilan sa kawayan. Unsa distansya na niya? 16 feet. Okay? Ang gipangita nato ang gitas-on sa kawayan. Ang given, ang distansya sa tiilan sa kawayan padung sa tiilan sa punuan sa lubi. Okay? So, mo na mag-given adjacent side. Okay. Importante gyapon na ma-created nato ang right triangle. Again, atong basis sa pag-create sa right triangle is ang reference angle, which is the angle of depression 40 degrees. Dapat naa siya sud sa right triangle. Okay, 40 degrees. So obviously ang adjacent side nagid sa ibabaw. Then the opposite side kanang gabarog. Okay, automatically the side opposite the reference angle 40 degrees is the opposite side than the hypotenuse. So at this time, mubalik ta sa question. Find the length of the bamboo pole. So unsa gid gitas-on sa kawayan nga ning sandig sa punuan sa lubi. So there at this time, ang gipangita na is ang hypotenuse nga side, which is x. So the hypotenuse is missing. Then the angle theta is 40 degrees. So sine, cosine, or tangent function ang gamiton? What is it? What do you think? We will make use of the cosine function. Why cosine function? Okay, to continue. So again, at this time, ang hypotenuse ang ipangita. So dapat, ang hypotenuse should be part of the problem of the given trigonometric ratio. So at this time, dili pwede magamit ang tangent function kay opposite of adjacent man. So it's between sine or cosine function. So, is it sine? Kung sine function, opposite over hypotenuse. So kung sine function, opposite missing. Ang hypotenuse missing, so dili pwede sine function. So we will no choice but to use cosine function. Why cosine function? Because when we use cosine function, we need to look for the adjacent. Adjacent, 16 feet. Hypotenuse, missing. Then given angle, 40 degrees. Okay? So muna gamiton na to ang cosine function. So for our solution, we'll make use of the cosine function, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the cosine of the angle theta, cosine of the reference angle 40 degrees is equivalent to adjacent, which is 16 feet, over hypotenuse, which is x. Then cross multiply, no? Cosine 40 times x is equal to 16. Next, to solve for the value of x, napamay tapad cosine 40. So ato ni eliminate ang cosine 40. So cosine 40 degrees times x divided by cosine 40 is equivalent to 16 divided by cosine 40. So automatically this is cancelled kani do cosine 40. And this two da siya cancel. Nabilin x is equal to 16 over 0.76604. Okay? So example number 1, 3 decimal places. Example number 2, 5 decimal places. Example number 3, 5 decimal places. Ano na lang, sige. To be in uniform, we will express our answer in 5 decimal places, then drop na lang sa ikaunom, kapito, kawalo, and so on. Then divide. X is equivalent to 20.8865 or approximately 20.89 feet. Nya ko imong sa whole number ang 20.89 feet, that is equivalent to 21 feet. No, 21 feet man sir. Kay ang number right after sa decimal point is 8 man. Now this is above 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So plus 1 is iya sa nga to sa number nga nasa 1's place, which is 0. So 0 becomes 1. Pwede yung imong answer 21 feet or pwede po 20.89 feet. Okay? And that serves as the length of our bamboo pole. Ang gitas-on sa kawayan nga ning sandig ngadto sa punuan sa lubi, which is 20.89 feet or 21 feet. Okay? Okay, we'll move to our last example. Given the following. The distance between the ground and the eyes of the chicken is 28 centimeters, while the worm is 39 centimeters away from the chicken. Find the angle of depression when the chicken is looking at the worm on the ground. Libog sa? Okay. To illustrate, kinahanglan itong drawingon. Okay. Na manok. Sa ground, na ay wati. Worm. Given. The distance between the ground and the eyes of the chicken. Okay. Ang gibarugan sa manok kanang yuta padung sa iyang mata is 28 centimeters. So, mahog ang distansya gikan sa tiilan sa manok padung sa may ulo niya, 28 centimeters. While the worm is 39 centimeters away from the chicken. So, ang gilayon sa wate. Ang gibarugan sa wate padung sa tiilan sa manok, 39 centimeters away from the chicken. Find the angle of depression when the chicken is looking at the worm on the ground. So, for sure, ang mata sa manok padung ato sa wati. So, meaning nagdungo na siya, di ba? Okay. So, we will create a right triangle, no? So, the angle of depression created, dapat ang line of sight, horizontal line na siya, no? Horizontal line, kung level ang mata. But by the time nga nagtanaw na siya sa wati, for sure, makreated na ang line of sight, which is diagonal in nature. Kaya yung diagonal na line. And, napay given nga kuan, angle of depression, wala. X degrees. Find the angle of depression. Okay, missing. So, sir, usap ng 39 centimeters, kanong imo siyang gilabel adjacent side. Again, if we'll try to compare this with the second example, no? Katong parola. Okay. Hindi magikan 39 centimeters, sir. Ang distansya na gikan sa tilan sa manok padung sa wati, which is parallel and congruent to the other parallel side, ang ibabaw ang horizontal side, which is the adjacent side, which is 39 centimeters. Then, ang distansya pud ang kanang vertical distance is the opposite side, which is 20 centimeters. Nga naman na siya. Okay, ang gitas-o na sa gikan sa ulo sa manok padung sa tiilan sa manok, 28 centimeters. So, parallel, congruent to the other's opposite side, which is 28 centimeters also. So, what function are we going to use? What trigonometric ratio? So, given ang adjacent side, 39 centimeters, opposite side, 28 centimeters, and the theta is missing. Okay? So, gamitin tong opposite o adjacent. So, obviously, this is tangent function. So, for our solution, tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, tangent of the given reference angle, missing ang reference angle. So, tangent x degrees is equivalent to opposite side, 28 centimeters over adjacent, which is 39 centimeters. Next, we write tangent x degrees is equivalent to 0.7179. Na naman, gidivide na itong 28 over 39. Divide on a result. Next, to solve for x degrees, missing angle, so buhaton, so pag-eliminate sa tangent, sir, do we divide over tangent? Yeah, divide tangent ko sa right side? Dili pwede. We only divide a trigonometric ratio when the trigonometric ratio has a given angle. Yeah, wa mo siya tapad nga angle, given angle, di ba? So therefore, itong buhaton, ato ibalhin ang tangent ngadto sa right side. Meaning, inverse function, arc tangent. So, x is equal to arc tangent. Tangent negative 1 is read. Dili read, no? Is read as past tense. Is read as tangent negative 1 or arc tangent. So, sa scientific calculator pa ni siya, pagitan mo ang shift, then tangent. automatic makita na siya sa screen tangent to the negative 1. Then pinduton nimo ang given number in decimal place. So shift tangent 0.7179. Then magawas na siya ang number nga whole number then decimal. So di pa siya final answer. Pinduton pa nimo ang degree, minute, second nga button. Nagya pa na siya sa scientific calculator. So magawas 35 degrees, 40 minutes, 28.44 seconds. Therefore, the angle of depression created between the chicken and the worm on the ground is 35 degrees, 40 minutes, and 28 seconds. Nga 28 seconds lang, sir, asa man ang 0.44. Okay, if mag-round off ta sa ones place, which is 8, ang number nga nagsunod sa decimal place is 4. Below 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is, ignore no, di siya maka-add up 1 nga to sa 8. So therefore, good as cancel ng 0.44, mabilin 28 na lang. Mahimo rin siyang 29 if ang number right after sa decimal point is above 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So far, nasabtan ra. Okay? I guess you nakasabot, hindi nagsabot. If ever naglibog, pwede ra i-backward ang video para matubag ang iyong pangutana. So, if there are no questions for the given examples, we'll proceed to your activity. Activity 3.1 of what's more on page 9 of your module, sa module 3. For test A, answer only. Number 2, find the opposite side. For number 3, find the adjacent side. Number 4, find the opposite side only. So it's either you will use sine, cosine, tangent function. Then for test B, kindly do the following on the paper. First, nakita mo sa example no, nasa module ang drawing. So you need to draw the problem. Second, label the given parts of the problem. Sorry, clerical error na siya. Label the given parts of the problem. Write the equation to be used. It's either sine, cosine, or tangent. SOHCAHTOA. Then write the complete solution as seen on the examples. Okay? So to justify. If na okay na, okay, you can proceed to your next activity. Assessment part or the post-test. This is on page 11, 12 siguro, o 10 to 12. Read carefully the statements, solve each statement, and write the letter of your answer for items 1 to 15 on the sheet of paper. Sumpay niyo sa inyong activity. Okay? So for queries, you can message me on Facebook or sa atong group chat. So thanks for listening. Hope this have helped you understanding this module. So this is your teacher Ian. Good day and thank you.